welcome to Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, a liberal religious organization founded in 1976 and bound together to serve religious freedom, caring community, and social justice. As we gather, I acknowledge that the water, the land, and the shorelines here in Port Townsend are the traditional territories of the Sklallam and Chimicum people. We honor and hold close our indigenous members and neighbors and vow to help restore and sustain these homelands. If you're visiting today, I offer a special welcome and invite you to join us for refreshments afterwards and conversation in the fellowship hall. We have a newcomers table just around the corner near the patio doors where the greeters will be glad to share more about our denomination and our congregation. I would draw your attention to the votive candles in the windows that line our windows. They can be lit before the service to silently represent your joys and your sorrows. Let us pause briefly to do some essential business within the congregation. Good business. Please join us in the community for the July potluck this Friday at 5:30. In addition to dinner, you're invited to play games or make music together. So don't forget it. Mark it on the calendar. Now, let us come to this moment and be present with open minds and warm hearts.
Our chalice lighting words this morning are from Deborah Falk. Chalice lit in our midst is a symbol of our liberal faith, a faith built on the foundation of freedom, reason, and tolerance, a faith sustained by acts of kindness and justice, a faith that envisions a world flourishing with equality for all her people, a faith that demands the living out of goodness, a faith that requires thoughtfulness, a faith of wholeness. This tiny flame is a symbol of the spark of all that is within all of us. do the blessing?
Good morning, folks. As I always say, if we haven't met, my name is Don Rollins. I serve this fine congregation as interim minister, and my pronouns are he and him. For the sake of our friends online and maybe in the sanctuary, I describe myself as an older white man with glasses and brown jacket and white shirt. This is important for some folk, and we want to be inclusive. So, a few weeks back, we sang a song that I wrote a good while ago. It was around October. It was almost into Halloween time. So I got to thinking about masks, of course, and then I got to thinking about how we are given a mask. And that's probably good enough. When we first come into this world, we have a mask already. So it's fun to put on the other ones, but that's not really who we are. Would you rise as you're able? Let me show you how this works again. I'm going to pitch it right about there. Way it goes. You only need one mask. Yes, one mask will do. Try with me. You only need one mask. Yes, one mask will do. One mask for me and one mask for you. One mask for me, and one mask for you. Just be who you are, from your first till your last. Be who you are, from your first till your last. And remember, my friends, you only need one mask. We can do this, hang in. We're going to sing that chorus again. Well, you only need one mask, yeah, one mask will do. One mask for me, and one mask for you. Just be who you are, from your first till your last. And remember, my friend, you only need one mask. Some folks, they go around trying to be somebody else. They're in such a hurry, got no time to be themselves. Now you might be an athlete and you might be a star, but you can't be you till you know just who you are. And you only need one mask, yeah, one mask will do. One mask for me and one mask for you. Just be who you are, from your first till your last. And you only need one mask. There's a certain kind of flower and it changes every day. Finds another flower, tries to be the same old way. Now you might be that athlete and you might be that star, but you can't be you till you know just who you are. Here we go. You only need one mask, yeah, one mask will do. One mask for me and one mask for you. Just be who you are, from your first to your last. Remember, my friends, you only need one mask. Yeah, you only need one mask. Yeah, you only need one mask. Well done. Please be seated.
All the young or the young at heart to come down for a story. Hello, good morning, everybody. Hello. All right, I'm going to sit down here in front of y'all. If you want to, you actually, let me have y'all sit down here because the pages are going to be projected up on the wall. Is that right? Okay. That's the plan.
We need a mic.
And here's my mic. Yay.
No, it's not. This is not your mic.
That's not my mic.
I don't think so.
That can't be my mic? What's that?
You got it?
This is unplugged where? I'm not a mic person, obviously.
Did I mention there are 14 different parts of this service? I'm not
Is this
exaggerating,
on?
I counted them.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, here we are. Yay! And Greg is running a goodly number of those parts back there, so thank you very much, Greg. Yay, there we go. All right. Woo-woo. Okay, so sometimes, who here has ever made a mistake? Yeah. It happens to literally everybody, right? So, this is a story about Merdley Gerdson. Things did not always go well for Merdley Gerdson. He couldn't control the toothpaste. He fell into wastebaskets. And he dropped only the valuable vases. Whatever happened, it was usually his fault. One day, he went for a walk in his one too big new shoe because he had stepped out of the other one and he couldn't remember where. So there he goes, just limping along on one shoe. Before long, somebody laid an egg on Merdley Gerdson's head. He looked at a nearby bird. "Did you lay an egg on my head?" he asked. "I did," confessed the bird, "but it wasn't my fault. A horrible aardvark screamed and scared me." So Merdley Gerdson and the bird went to see the aardvark, who's sniffing some very beautiful flowers. "Did you scream and scare the bird into laying an egg on Merdley Gerdson's head?" they asked. "I did," confessed the aardvark, "but it wasn't my fault. A nasty pygmy hippo stepped on my tail and a scream just popped out." So together, they went to find the pygmy hippo. "Did you step on the aardvark's tail, making him scream and scare the bird into laying an egg on Merdley Gerdson's head?" they asked. "I did," confessed the pygmy hippo, "but it wasn't my fault. I did it by accident when I was getting out of the way of a hopping shoe with long ears." "A what?" they all asked. And there it goes. Just then, along came a hopping shoe with long ears. With a pull and a tug, they soon found out that the ears were attached to a rabbit. "It wasn't my fault," the rabbit explained. "I was hopping along when I landed in a shoe and became stuck." The shoe looked very much like the new too big shoe Merdley had stepped out of some time ago. In fact, it was. Merdley thought, "The rabbit became stuck in my shoe and frightened the pygmy hippo, who stepped on the aardvark's tail. The aardvark screamed and scared the bird into laying an egg on my head. Then I suppose it was my fault," Merdley Gerdson said very sadly. 2 tears splashed on his new too big shoes. There, said the pygmy hippo, the rabbit, the bird, and the aardvark. "Don't cry. It was my fault," said the bird. "No, it was my fault," said the aardvark. "It was my fault," said the pygmy hippo. "I think it was the shoe," said the rabbit. "Let's go back to your house and do something about that egg." They all went to the kitchen. The aardvark turned Merdley Gerdson upside down and the egg plopped into a pan. The rabbit ground the pepper. The pygmy hippo added a pinch of salt. The bird ran round and round in the pan, doing a very fine job of scrambling. Merdley Gerdson enjoyed every bite of his scrambled egg. Merdley thanked his friends. He went to the door to let them out. It wasn't his fault. He opened the wrong door, didn't he? And all the stuff came falling out of the closet on his head. So, everybody makes mistakes, right? And just like all the friends who owned up to their mistakes and said, "Yeah, it was me," But, you know, there were extenuating circumstances. There were things that happened that made them do what they did. But in the end, he made new friends, and his friends let him know that they forgave him, and he forgave them. And they all had a very fine scrambled egg breakfast together. Thank you. And now we're going to sing the children out.
It's a remarkable thing when somebody says, I see me in you. That is something we call membership for some folk. This part of our service is a recognition of those who've entered membership with the fellowship. Thanks to Elizabeth Walker for the template. We'll begin with the congregation's religious educator, who, by the way, has some things to do this morning, so I'm going to read from what Bo has for us. This morning, I share in the joy of receiving new members into our fellowship. They have each completed our new member orientation process and are here today to join the congregation. So on behalf of the whole fellowship, I welcome you into the membership and express my hope that your experience here will be inspiring, transformative, for both you and for our congregation. And Bo is seeing to his responsibilities as we speak.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Stevenson. It's good to see all of you here. I use she, her pronouns, and I represent our membership and belonging team. Incoming members, it's been a pleasure to get to know you these last couple of weeks as we exchanged emails and met together around food and fellowship. And we are really glad that you're all joining this community here. When I call your name, please come stand with me as I read your introduction, and then walk over to Don and Peg, who will help you sign our membership book, joining hundreds of people who have become QUUF members before you in our last 50 years. And then please move over to the side there. There's a lot of music happening today, which we love. We'll just kind of work around that and shake hands with Don and Peg, and we'll proceed. So, welcome, Leon. Come on up here. Leon is rejoining as a member of QUUF after illness kept her from participating fully. She didn't write this, but she felt like if she couldn't help, she couldn't be a member of this place. She joined QUUF along with her husband David in 1996. The fellowship was meeting then at the Tri-Area Community Center, and they were both integral to the construction of the original sanctuary, which is now the Fellowship Hall, and the religious education buildings. Leon said it was like finding her family. David passed away May 13th, 2025, after a long struggle with vascular dementia. They had over 70 years together. She hopes that she's able to give as much as she has received over the years from this fellowship. Leon officially joined a few months ago, but we wanted her here to be recognized. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Sarita Cooper. Sarita is a retired elementary school teacher of 40 years. She, along with her wife, Cece, lives in Sacramento Valley half the year, delighting in the holiday season with their 3 grown children and 1 granddaughter. They escaped the hot season to beautiful Port Townsend, where they enjoy living on 5 acres with extended family and exploring the great outdoors in the Flamingo Lounge. She is drawn to the UU by to UU by the message of social justice and human love, and spirit enters her soul through music. Welcome. Thank you. Claudia Colo, or CC for short, was born and raised in the UU womb of New Jersey. She recently moved to Port Townsend with her wife, Sarita, after a devastating wildfire in the Napa Valley. She enjoys gardening, animals, and hiking. She is interested in working in social justice, helping to provide food for the hungry, and serving the community. Joining this UU fellowship makes her feel like she has come home. Welcome. Thank you, Catherine. Nimue Stewart first attended QUUF out of curiosity, but stayed because she found that its values aligned with her own seamlessly. She is a writer and serves as an educator of ancestral folk tradition. She is drawn to QUF and all the ways in which it serves the community. Judy Selset, along with her husband Ivan, moved from Kirkland to Port Hadlock in 2017. They have 3 adult children as well as 6 beloved grandchildren. While distance and busy lives keep them apart more than they'd like, family is their heart. It took some time, but she is glad to have found her Ohana, her family church here. QUF perfectly reflects her deeply held values: love, a commitment to Mother Earth, and our shared responsibility to humanity. It truly resonates with living in aloha spirit that she strives for. Can I give you a hug? We have one new member joining, Gabrielle Van Wert, and she's been part of the RE program with her 3 children for quite a few years, and they're not back from camping yet, which I encouraged her to just not rush back. But you'll see her. All of these people will have red ribbons on their badges, so I hope you'll greet them through the next few weeks. And now Don's going to.
Folks, there is nothing uninteresting about the 5 people before us. Cece and I have talked about the San Francisco 49ers, which are very popular in this part of the world, I guess. Friends, enough of that. We're so glad to welcome you to not just a congregation, but a denomination committed to spiritual growth, caring community, justice. And together, you and I, everybody here, we're trying to be a little bit better day by day. That's why we're here, a little bit better today than yesterday, a little more engaged with this bruised and beautiful world. To quote from the Hebrew Scriptures, we want to fill each other's cup until every cup overflows. We want to make a difference in your lives. We want you to make a difference in ours. So join this imperfect, wonderful circle of love and support when times are hard. Join us always in this unfinished circle. Come into the love, come into the laughter. We are glad you are here. We're proud to welcome to you this into this moment and in this community. Now it is my privilege to extend this question of community. Your response is a simple, I will. New friends, do you affirm the core values of Quimper Unitarian Universalist Fellowship? And will you work to uphold the congregation's mission, covenants, guidelines, bylaws, and policies? I'm glad you will. And how about you? So welcome into this covenant membership with this blessed community. And now I invite the congregation to stand either in body or in spirit and join me as we offer this pledge to your newest members. The words are, of course, projected on the wall behind us. Say it with me, please. We, the congregation of the Quimper Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, gladly receive you. Join us in prayer. Just one more invitation. We offer you a wider welcome, so if you are comfortable, you may exit the sanctuary with me when Pat plays the postlude. Again, if you are comfortable. Lastly, we have encouraged each new member to wear a red ribbon on their name badge. As you are comfortable, we invite you to wear the ribbon for the next few months so we can welcome you and keep the welcome going. Let me say it yet one more time. We are so glad you're here. Welcome, friends. Folks, I'll be talking about forgiveness. You may know that. It is a journey. So George and I are going to sing an old Tom Paxton song about journey.
And you're welcome to sing along to the chorus.
So, do the offering now. Hold that thought. So, we're going to pause for time of generosity and to receive an offering to support our congregation and the difference we make in our world. The ushers will come among you to receive the offering, and additional ways of supporting our congregation will be projected on the wall behind me. Now the Tom Paxton song while we do the offering. Thank you.
It's a long and dusty road. It's a hard and a heavy load. And the folks I meet ain't always kind. Some are bad and some are good. Some have done the best they could. Some have tried to ease my trouble and mind. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I've been wandering through this land, doing the best I can, trying to find what I was meant to do. And the faces that I see look worried as can be, and I think that they are worrying too. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I had a pretty girl one time. She had lips like sherry wine, and she loved me till my head went plumb insane. But I was too blind to see she was drifting away from me, and one day she left on the morning train. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I had a buddy back at home, started out to roam, and I hear that he's out by Frisco Bay. And sometimes when I've had a few, his voice comes ringing through, and I'm going out, see him some old day. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help Well, if you see me passing by, and so then you wonder why, and you wish that you were rambling too, nail your shoes to the kitchen floor, lace them up, bar the door, thank the stars for the roof that's over you. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. One more time. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound.
This is the time in our service, excuse me, folks. You have a few trees out this way. This is the time in our service when we share deep things going on in our lives or in our world. We use stones and water, the elements all around us here in the Northwest, to give voice to what's in our hearts, on our minds. The first stone is always there to represent something or someone beyond the congregation. In that spirit, we place this stone of solidarity with the family and the friends of Johann Sebastian Duran Guerrero, the Biddeford, Maine man wrongly identified and then shot by an Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE, officer. We hold those families, those friends close, and we once again shudder at the nation we are too quickly becoming. And then we place a final stone for all that stuff we brought with us when we entered these doors, all the stuff in our hearts and our minds, once again, things that go unspoken but are precious. So we honor every joy that you have, every sorrow that you bring with you. Be together because we are together. Laurie and Larry will soon be moving to Squim, not so far away. I'm not happy about that, by the way. Laurie, you should check with me first. We are so glad for all you are doing, have done. Folks, you have made a difference in lives. Carry that with you. You have made people's lives better. Carry that with you. Which is just one of the reasons I asked Laurie to share her music with us during this quiet time. So folks, join me in those 3 breaths. Let's start now, and let's just breathe together, feel the spirit of life, and share in that breath. Now relax your body as best you can. Find the stress points. Send them love. And feel the presence of those who, just like you, need some peace. We don't have to impress or convince or win over. We don't have to know the right words or the right book or pass that class or carry that title or meet that mark. We don't have to be anything but who we are. And these moments come to rest, in essence. And to move into this rest, We lay down the burdens. We lay down our longing and our craving, even that unmet need, our error, our regret, sudden disappointment. We lay down our anxieties and our shame and our sheer exhaustion. We lay down our bewilderment, our bafflement, our burgeoning terror. All of this we lay down together. And as we do this, may we be filled instead with presence. Feel the comfort of our community. Discover new compassion for ourselves and others. Take some more breaths with me. May we meet this moment with gentleness and ease and gratitude for this air we breathe together, for the questions we ask together, for the justice we seek together, for the songs we sing together. Take some more breaths with me. And now we say Amen. Amen. Thank you, Laurie. I'll talk to you next week about worship. I hear folks often talk about wanting to get younger in their attendance at worship, and I often say there are several pieces. We'll talk about that. One of the pieces is this wacky thing called technology. Today's sermon is part video, part music and words. The first verse is bitterness. Some of us carry some scars, some relationships previous in our lives, some romantic, some primary. You fill in the blank, but some of us carry that bitterness. So the language and the reference are here in this particular song. The first verse will refer to a partner as woman, and I own that, but I think the rest of the song will own itself. So share this video with me. It has everything to do with forgiveness.
Didn't ask for this pain I got. Maybe I deserved it, maybe not. Well, I pushed it all down and I tried to forget, but it hurts so much living with regret. Your face in my dreams at night, awake in tears and I cry with spite. Woman, you broke me in ways that you'll never know, and everyone tells me to let it go. I've been hurt. that's how you heal. Bitterness promises relief through revenge. But love is a medicine to make amends. I've been holding on for so long, and I don't know how else to live. Well, I wanna hate you still, but God knows I never will. Move on with my life, I forgive. I've been holding on for so long, and I don't know how else to live. Oh, hate you still, God knows I never will. Move on with my life, unless I forgive.
Let me be clear, this is not a lecture on how we ought to forgive. It's far too complex, as I'll say in just a few seconds. Way too complex. You didn't come looking for a fix. I ain't going to offer you a fix. What I can say, though, is that we are, once again, we are in this together. From the late Anglican Bishop Desmond Tutu, titled Prayer Before Prayer. I want to be willing to forgive, but I dare not ask for the will to forgive in case you give it to me. And I am not yet ready, for my heart to be so soft. I am not ready to be vulnerable again, not ready to see that there is humanity in my tormentor's eyes. Or the one that hurt me may also have cried. I am not ready yet for that journey. I am not interested in that path. I am at the prayer before the prayer for forgiveness. So grant me the will to want to forgive. Grant it to me, but not so soon. Can I even form the words, forgive me? Dare I even look? Dare I see the hurt that I have caused? I can glimpse all the shattered pieces of that fragile thing, that soul trying to rise on the broken wings of hope, but only at the corner of my eye, because I am afraid of it. And if I am afraid to see, how can I not be afraid to say, forgive me? Is there a place we can meet, you and me? The place in the middle, the no one's land, where we straddle the lines, where you are right and I am right too, and both of us are wrong and wronged. Can we meet there and look for the place where the path begins, the path that ends when we forgive? It's a bold choice of topics, forgiveness. Few things in life are as personal, individual. Few things go so directly to the center of our being, even our identity. What harm have we inflicted, comes that question. What harm have we done to ourselves along the way? This is complex stuff, friends. And yet, as I look back on all the pastoral conversations I've had with parishioners and then hospital patients, forgiveness is by far the most common topic. Turns out people screw up. Turns out people are mean to themselves too. This is not something I've studied, but it seems to me the folks who have shared their forgiveness stories with me, are similar yet different. There are those who only live in the now. There are those who look back at the pain and the chaos and the anger and say, it took all that to get where they are today. There are those who have given 100 do-overs, would ask for 1,000 more. And then those who, like me, are all over the place with the first 3, depending on the day and maybe the hour. Turns out people screw up. But whichever of those seems closest to your relationship, and that's what it is, your relationship with forgiveness, chances are you didn't come here today looking for expertise on the subject, and if so, man, have you got the wrong preacher. Ask Mary, your struggle is my struggle. But maybe you came looking for a reminder that we are in this complex thing called forgiveness together. So what I can offer you here are 2 stories about forgiveness in action. Not the greeting card platitudes, no unsolicited advice, no shaming, if forgiving and seeking forgiveness is not where you are right now. Just 2 stories. Story 1, excerpted from United Methodist minister James Howe. He writes, "My neighbor and I smile superficially, sip wine, and chat about the weather. But I seethe at the political sign in his yard, and I assess him to be a numbskull. I secretly thank God that I am not like other people. Because the clergy in town, they preach vapid, atrocious theology, wrapping themselves in the flag, firing Bible bullets at popular targets. The Bible is not a weapon. I trumpet along with my insistence that the most important Bible verse in the world right now is love your enemies. For everybody else's enemies, I have love. I am full of love, but not my enemies of thought. To those who believe in violence, for example, I respond with my verbal violence. And then it occurs to me, not only am I utterly inept and uninterested in loving my enemies, but my thought patterns pretty much mirror American foreign policy. And I am prepared to go it alone because I am right. Crushing all the foes around me, even if only in my mind." He continues, "Most citizens, pastors, and academics I know indulge in this same imperialism of thought." Ouch. Not that critical thinking is evil. Without our shrewd judgments, we would sink into the kind of life my dog seems to appreciate. During seminary, I stored up all that fiery rage. I unleashed my prophetic self on a congregation or 2. But as I grow older, I grow more charitable. Nowadays, I step and examine my sumptuously informed body of thought and find that my critically addicted soul knows so little joy. I know how to find fault, how to be right, how to zap a foe with a clinching argument, how to marshal one more weighty footnote. But the joy gets vacuumed out of everything I do. I suspect my healing will only come if I can learn to love my enemies. He continues, "After he retired from serving as a rural mail carrier, my grandfather, Papa Howe, walked me to Mr. Teeter's store, where he joined the other retired men of Oakboro on wooden chairs, chewing tobacco, spitting into a can perilously close to my feet." If you haven't been there, you can't appreciate that, folks. I have. They argue passionately about politics and religion and society. And then they went home at the end of the day, and they came back together for the next day. These unlettered, in quotes, men, they knew much about the world and did not settle for half-baked, ingrown opinions, but tested and listened and learned and loved. But my generation does not love enemies of thought. Instead, we tell ourselves that we are tolerant. And Howe goes on then to talk about how a local clergy person brags of his love for homosexuals, in quotes once again. And yet that same preacher uses selective, irresponsible Bible verses to assign queer folk straight to hell. This is lying. This is evil. And then it occurs to Howe to point his finger in the other direction and practice forgiving himself for his complicity in lying and in evil. He writes again, seeing him, the preacher that is, reflects back to me that what I wish to do to people who brandish flag magnets, support the president no matter what, believe the poor just need to try harder, and admire Jesus as the Prince of Capitalism. The late French Catholic Jean Benoit wrote that to love someone is not, first of all, to do things for them, but to reveal to them their beauty and value, to say to them through our attitude, if not anything else, you are beautiful somewhere in there, you are important, I do trust you, and you can trust yourself. Ouch, I say. He continues, because to love someone is to reveal to them their capacities for life, the light that is shining in them, and can we add then, even in the enemy. Finishing up here. So with no prior experience, with no real expectation of success or failure, I am beginning. When I preached on the war, I trembled a little when I noticed sitting in a pew a 4-star general who wrote about a book about military strategy in Iraq. So Howe asked the general to lunch, trying to find the general's shining light, because he's tolerant. He found that life within minutes, as the two of them talked about their lives and their loved ones. The connection was for real despite his learned, fierce, nearly unshakable version of some scary other, that monster sitting across the table. And Howe could forgive the general, but now it was time to look inward once again, this time to release his own shame over denying that general full personhood. Why I figure forgiveness of self is so often tied up with how we handle ourselves in hard places and with hard people, and they do exist. But save for saints and liars, we have times when we let our stuff get hooked in somebody else's stuff, or let's keep it real, we hook somebody else in our stuff. I don't think James Howe wants us to budge 1 inch on our considered, examined value judgments. We're not singing strains of Kumbaya here. Just the open-eyed truth that we will mess up as we try to align our words and our actions with the person we want to be. We will just screw up. And so with humility and learning on our best days, we go clean up our messes as best we can. We remind ourselves that perfection is a dirty lie. And then we move on to do that which calls us now. What's in front of us now. Story 2. I was 6 months into my internship in parish ministry. Remember, I started out as a religious educator. 6 months to my internship for parish ministry, serving a small, wonderful, historically Universalist congregation in New England. The news came that a young woman, part of the congregation, and stay with me here, it's going to be rough. News came that a young woman, part of the congregation, had recently been murdered by gun. Apparently by her husband, who had confessed to the scene, was now in custody in county jail. The church and I reached out to the families, plural, and took their lead on how to help. But maybe you can relate. There came that time between the end of the memorial service planning and then the actual service. That in-between place where the heart will not be comforted. The surviving family and friends on both sides of the marriage were close before and now after the killing. And when I visited, no matter who or who wasn't there, they talked to each other in soft tones. They seemed to be grieving as one. A couple of days before the service, the confessed husband asked me to come visit him in jail. The sheriff said yes to his request to me bring a guitar with me. They thoroughly checked that case, of course. It was a short visit because the confessed husband had very little to say. Showed me how to play an open E guitar tuning and play some Stephen Stills, and then just some small talk. And finally I asked, is there anything I can do to be helpful here? Just say hello to my mom and dad. And so I did. Memorial went as well as possible. Afterward, more casseroles, more condolences, and of course more hugs. And I could tell the family, still plural, were wearing down with all that stuff going on in their house. So I asked one of the matriarchs if I should start shooing folks out into the night, give the families some time on their own. The younger children were put to bed. The older ones gathered in the upstairs bedroom. And not sure what else I could do, I took a seat near the door, and everyone just sat in silence. Not that awkward kind where our bodies and our eyes betray the anxiety within, but the kind where you know to speak a word would violate the holy. So they were just there, no words in the way. And I'm not sure how long we were quiet, 5, maybe 6 minutes, until one of the grandmothers spoke with power. We have to forgive him. We have to. And then there was more stillness until somebody to my right echoed in a softer tone this time, we have to forgive him. That was the amen for a very long day, because things would never be the same for anyone in that household. An ugly, brutal murder was now an inerasable part of their family's narratives. There was life before and then life after the killing. And folks, this is straight up not romanticizing. On every visit I made thereafter, no matter what we're talking about, sooner or later somebody said, we have to forgive him. And the room got quiet. These are just 2 stories. No advice, you don't need it. 2 stories, one about forgiving ourselves for being who we don't want to be, and the other about the human capacity to forgive one another in ways we don't even want to hear about and may never, and I add, and that's okay too. You did not come here to be judged. But this is thick, heavy, dense stuff. So friends, with us in person, those watching live, those who will be watching later, I tell these tales not because they are standards about how you and I should handle harm we've done to ourselves, harm we have done to others. I tell the stories because forgiving and forgetting still exist. Letting go is still an option. Whether we choose it or not, we take that journey and it's all right, because otherwise we criticize ourselves, we hurt ourselves, we go places we don't want to go. But I say to you and I say to me, letting go is still an option. We will choose what we will. One more time, you didn't come looking for a step-by-step on how to forgive and be forgiven. Let me add here, there are some excellent resources in that world to be able to help you do that if that is your way of looking at forgiveness. There are resources. I was given one early this week. Good stuff. But that's not what we're about today. Today it's about how it is our hearts might be turned differently if it's time to do that. So maybe the takeaway comes not in answer form, but I'll give you these questions as we move into my closing. From the Dutch theologian, Henri Nouwen. He asks us some questions, doesn't give us any lectures. At the end of the day, did I offer peace today? At the end of the day, did I bring a smile to someone's face? At the end of the day, did I say words of healing? Did I let go of my anger and my resentment? Did I forgive? And then he asks one more time, did I love? Our closing hymn is about hearts. You may know it well. If not, it's pretty straight ahead. Sing it with us. The hymn is When Our Hearts Are in a Holy Place. If your sight is limited, or you just prefer a hymn book, turn to page 1008 in the teal. Would you please rise and body your spirit as Pat and Doug lead us.
Our closing words by Joseph M. Cherry. If we have any hope of transforming the world and changing ourselves, we must be bold enough to step into our discomfort, brave enough to be clumsy there, loving enough to forgive ourselves and others. May we, as people of faith, be granted the strength to be so bold, so brave, and so loving. Please join us in our chalice extinguishing words.